I want to start by thanking MEC and Blake Wilson for inviting me today to participate in this morning's session. I'm going to give you a brief overview of what's going on in Canton and some of our kind of future outlook, but honestly, Jerry kind of beat me to the punch on a few of the comments, but we'll go a little bit more into depth in that. So before I start talking about Canton, I want to talk a little bit about Nissan overall in the U.S. market, where currently we're seeing quite a bit of growth. Beginning with the new Canton-built Nissan Altima in mid-2012 and continuing through the fall with the launch of an all-new Rogue, Nissan will launch 5 new core volume models within 15 months in the United States. Those launches will cover basically 75% of our entire showroom volume. We're localizing production of vehicles sold in the region by moving the Rogue and the Leaf and launching the latest Infiniti product, the new Infiniti JX, in the United States. We've increased production in the Smyrna, Tennessee, and the Canton, Mississippi plants, and expect significantly more growth in 2013. Since 2011, we've added more than 5,000 manufacturing jobs in the U.S. to accommodate these production increases. As a result of these actions, 85% of Nissan vehicles sold in the United States will be built in North America by 2015. So moving on to Canton, at the Canton plant right here in Mississippi, in the last 15 months have probably been about as busy a time as we've seen in our facility's history since the plant opened. As total industry volume in the United States continues to return, we're seeing our share of that growth in Nissan as well as in Canton. In 2012, we worked on 5 vehicle launches concurrently. Now, most people in the automotive industry will tell you 1 is a challenge. Working on 5 at the same time is an extreme challenge. Those vehicles were the NV passenger van, our new generation Altima, the Xterra, the Frontier, and the Sentra. We've seen tremendous growth in our workforce as we've, in Canton, have added over 1,200 new jobs last year, and we expanded our facility by adding a warehouse expansion to accommodate the additional materials for these new vehicles. Also, we've added a second shift to our truck system. So you can see I've not been out and about much this year. I've been in the plant pretty much 24/7. So overall, again, our plant has seen just tremendous growth in 2012. So now let me give you kind of an overview of where our business is today. We have over 6,000 Mississippians supporting us on our site. Additionally, there's thousands more who work for our suppliers and vendors and service providers throughout the state. We have an annual payroll of $200 million plus, which helps support and stimulate our state's economy. And we're currently building 7 distinct vehicles with a range of cars, trucks, and vans. And as Jerry mentioned, in 2013, we'll be celebrating a decade of building high-quality vehicles in Mississippi, not to mention the 10 years of great relationships we've had with local communities and the state government. So even though we've been so busy over the last couple of years, we're still not done yet. We're finalizing preparations for the Sentra, which will be launching in the next couple of months. Also, it was, as Jerry mentioned, it was announced in January that we'll be adding the Nissan Murano to our product portfolio in Canton. And this is really a huge deal for us in Canton because moving that vehicle from Japan to Mississippi really puts us in the total global picture for Nissan. This will be the first Nissan vehicle that we will have been exporting to this level. We will be exporting to 116 countries around the world, including Japan. Our goal is to continue to grow our business and utilize Canton's full production capacity of 450,000 vehicles annually. As Nissan continues to grow market share in the Americas region and beyond, obviously Canton is going to be a very important player. So, here's the payoff for all the hard work. All said and done, the Canton plant will be producing 8 different models in 2013 and working towards the launch of the Murano next year. Obviously, this means greater stability and security for all of our employees and an even bigger economic impact in Mississippi moving forward. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what does that mean to the state of Mississippi. Obviously, it's quite a bit of an impact, and one way to look at that would be just the number of jobs we have in our plant. And I've talked about 6,000, and we're growing, but I think that just scratches the surface on the opportunity. Another way that I'd rather us look at it is in terms of the number of parts that we put into a vehicle. So if we start with one plant, 8 vehicles, we estimate roughly about 20,000 different parts will go into our vehicles. If you think about the number of suppliers it takes to make all of those parts, and of course most of those suppliers have to have other suppliers supplying them components and materials, and you look at the number of jobs all those suppliers have, the number of designers it takes to design those parts, the number of tooling providers it takes to provide tools for all of those parts, you can see the explosion just continues and continues, and the list goes on and on. So what is it that Mississippi needs to ensure and continue the growth for this future sustainability in the automotive industry? And these are some obvious things, but workforce development is one that we always talk about, and I think we have to continue working on. I think the state's moving in the right direction, but it's something we have to continue to focus on. Obviously, education is important, and employees with problem-solving capabilities. When we hire employees, we're not just looking for what they bring physically to the table. We're looking at what they can bring to us and their ideas and their thoughts and how we improve our processes. We count on every one of our 6,000 employees to help us find improvements in our processes. Additionally, we need high-skilled technical people to fill roles from our maintenance areas to machinists and welders to engineering. And we need to attract companies that are in the support structure for our industry, like tooling shops and fabrication shops, electronic shops, computer control companies. We need to continue going after the automotive supplier base that I just mentioned. With 2 OEMs in the state and others close by in Alabama and Tennessee, I believe that we should be working to attract more automotive suppliers in Mississippi. And we need to attract similar and related industries that can also help us provide synergies with the automotive sector. So one way that we can do that, I believe, is the contacts we can make at SUSE Japan later in this year. And I was asked also to make sure I make the specific call out for the Southern Automotive Conference, which we also happen to be having in October in Biloxi, October 2nd and 3rd. That the right dates, Barbara? 2nd through the 4th. So another big gathering of automotive suppliers and automotive OEMs and related industries throughout the Southeast. So I guess concluding, I'll tell you, I really believe there's a lot of growth potential, future growth potential for our state within the automotive sector. And if we'll harness that potential, this industry will continue to make a huge economic impact in Mississippi for years to come.